Welcome to the life and times of Frederick Jones. If you don't know who Frederick Jones is, why are you starting a series at part 2 instead of starting at part 1? We rejoin Frederick as he is making a cake to celebrate the previous night's achievements. He loses interest in eating this cake, however, when he notices another potential mate at the door, dropping the cake on the floor to initiate conversation. This leaves his new wife to start on the cake by herself, not realizing that Frederick had used eggs that were 2 weeks out of date. Realizing her man is talking to someone else, a woman, in fact, Katrina walks over and muscles her way into the conversation to ensure that Frederick is not having his way with no hoe. Frederick realizes he needs to get a job in order to provide for his family, and after seeing that becoming a secret agent requires actually moving, he decides to become a professional nerd. Later, he notices the woman in his house may in fact not be his wife, and therefore begins to hit on her whilst he has the freedom to do so. After spending the day not on her ass and actually working, Katrina comes home to the horror of Frederick on his computer and realizes the man she had married may not be the athletic, handsome devil he seemed after 10 million shots of vodka. After spending the day on the computer trying to learn about who she'd got herself stuck with for the rest of her life, Katrina headed off to work, ignoring the persistent bitch outside of her door. She almost vomits on the back of this lady to assert dominance, but decides against it and heads off to her job. With Katrina at work, Frederick once again finds the other lady at his door and attempts to chat her up, but mysteriously finds that his charm does not have the same effect on a sober lady as it does an intoxicated one, as the lady is fairly disgusted by his crappy chat-up lines. Having failed at his attempts to woo a different lady, Frederick goes back to the one woman he knows he has trapped forever. They go and have sex in the bedroom, demanding that the guest takes out the trash on her way out. The next day, whilst Frederick is out at work, Katrina notices a puddle in the bathroom and realizes the toilet has broken. After considering peeing like a champion to add to the puddle, she instead repairs it, knowing that Frederick won't be able to do it due to his crippling fear of water and cleanliness. After noticing the woman that Frederick had previously been chatting with at her door, Katrina herself decides to try and flirt with this lady, before quickly realizing that the sim gods would not allow that to happen for unknown reasons. Instead, she chooses to go along the friendly tact, hoping to unlock romance options between her and this mysterious woman. This quickly escalates into the pair randomly deciding to move in together. Upon discussion of the house plans, they soon realise that the two are actually sisters, and maybe the reason they weren't allowed to flirt with each other would be because incest is completely wrong and should not happen. Ever. What the hell? After a quick discussion of the housing plans, Katrina soon senses an opportunity to upgrade her house size for free, and convinces her sister to kick her existing housemates out and let Frederick and Katrina move in. This leaves Katrina and Frederick with a large 4-bedroom property and forces her housemates to live in the shitty apartment that Frederick had previously owned. Having spent a long day plotting, stealing, and using her sister to make a profit, Katrina finally takes the opportunity to get some rest. Noticing her sister was going to sleep, Nina decides that this would be the best opportunity to start flaying around on the piano and hitting keys like a retarded seal. After spending a long and confusing day actually doing something, Frederick comes home to find that his house has completely changed. In fact, it's gained a whole new floor. After walking around dazed and confused and trying to get an explanation from his wife, who was busy playing Sims in some sort of Inception-like deal where no one has any idea what was going on, he decides the best way to deal with the problem is to walk into a random bedroom and play some video games. Inspired by her new luxurious surroundings, Nina decides to try and approach Frederick. However, Frederick spontaneously becomes a one-woman man and turns down her rose, leading to an awkward hand-holding in the bathroom and several face palms. After racing each other to the same bed, because it's not like there's any other bedrooms in this tiny-ass building, Katrina decides to get her sister back for that punk-ass stunt she played earlier with the piano by banging Frederick in the bedroom right next to her head. And so with those sexual shenanigans, we reach the end of the next stage in the life and times of Frederick Jones and his family. You are welcome to join us next time when we experience more house stealing, more chaos, and who the fuck knows what else. Thank you for listening, and good night. Leaving his new Frederick realizes that he needs to get a job because he's not got a job already. Having the only job in the house because the house is big. And watch it go. No, that's not right. That's not right at all. Only after. That is wrong. That is so wrong. Oh, come on. You could say the word after. Using her sister. We can't do the lines because we've forgotten what to do. It's at this point her sister, Katrina. Her sister's not called Katrina. Then they'll both be fucking Katrina. It's a bit broken, isn't it? And with those sexual shenanigans.